Hello everyone, welcome to another classic guitar video. Tonight's guitar is kind of a special guitar. It's from a good friend of mine, Kevin. It is a 1970s Yamaha red label Nippon-Gaki acoustic 6-string. It's pretty nice. Just needs a little touch up and new strings and a setup and re-glue the pick guard, and that's about it. It's a pretty nice piece considering it's 45, 6, 7 years old. So let's go ahead and take a look at it and get started. Alright, here it is. Pretty nice. Again, it is a 1970s Yamaha Nippon-Gaki red label. It's got the red label inside, as you can see, and it's a Nippon-Gaki. That's usually indicative of pre-1976 guitar. I put it at about 72 to 74, so it's pretty nice. It's got a few nicks and scratches on it and whatnot, but all in all, it's pretty darn good. Original tuners, original strap buttons, not the original strings, of course, the original truss rod cover, original bridge. So yeah, there it is. There you have it. I really can't test play it because it's got a broken string on it, so I'm just going to go ahead and take the strings off. But first, we will go ahead and tighten all the nuts, bolts, screws, and washers. And as soon as I found my screwdriver, I lost it. Where'd it go? I'm missing a screwdriver. Oh, it's in my room, but I don't need that screwdriver right now. It's my other room, so that's okay. So it's been about a month and a half since I've done a guitar. Well, since I've done a guitar on live stream. I've done guitars since then, but I've been feeling really bad with my bad back, and this work has been limited, so I'm feeling a little bit better, not 100%, but enough to do my friend's guitar that he dropped off last week. So I'll go ahead and do this. Tighten these tuners down. Are pretty nifty looking tuners. They're kind of teardrop shape. Here, I'll show you.
Am I just keeping it warm for you?
There, you can see they're kind of teardrop shape. Ooh, come on. Focus. There we go. Camera hasn't been used in such a while that this camera's going, wait a minute. So yeah, this one shouldn't take long. I'll just do my thing to it and I won't rush. He brought me a new set of strings here, SIT Sulfur Bronze strings. So we do have that. That's really loose. I hope it's not stripped. I'm gonna have to take that one off and look at it. Might have an issue. Okay. You hear a little bit of it. So go ahead and got the newest guitar sampler. We'll look through that afterwards. A couple of these strings are actually still pretty good, so I'm going to keep the strings. I always keep old strings, providing they're still good, just for the sake of doing it in case I get in a bind. string, then I can just use one of these in a pinch. In a pinch. Again, I always keep the access holes pointed down, so that way the new string goes straight through, and you get an equal number of winds per string, thereabouts, give or take a few. This one I don't need to do because it's kind of broke. This is the wonky one. I want to bite myself. I've done that way too many times this year. Yeah, my back is still not 100%. It's actually only about 40%, but I have to work, so I can't not do work. You know, bills do not wait for one to get better. So, okay, I'll go on that. Now I'll move the camera for you. Now we just pull the pins out. And these pins are not the original ones, I can tell, because the original ones were white, and these are not white. Most of the time you can pull these out by hand. If not, you'll have to get a pair of pliers here and pull them out gently. They're in there pretty good. They're actually kind of the wrong size. Just kind of take your time and no rush. The fretboard on this thing is really bad. It's really dirty. It's one of the worst ones I've seen in quite a while. So I will definitely take a before and an after. It is pretty. And that one came out nice. And I'll put these in order, just they don't have to be in an order per se, but I do it just for the heck of it. So other than that, we're just working on this 1972 Yamaha Red Label Nippon-Gaki acoustic guitar. It's pretty darn special. I think my friend is going to enjoy this when it's done. Generally, I don't like to use pliers to pull those out, but it's not like they're bone or ivory, you know. If they were, I would just have to pull them out by hand, very gingerly, and over time. Generally, I try and pull them out by hand, if I can. Yeah, that's the broken one. That one I won't keep, and it's dirty. I'll just toss this one. The others I will keep, except for the high strings. Just like I say, just as a... It's better to have something on it. If it comes down to where I need a string, and it comes down to either using a good used string or no string, I'll use a good used string. Like I say, these high strings I won't keep. And I always wrap them like this, because then if you do need to use it, it's very easy to unwrap it, because then it's just like it came out of the factory package. That one I got out of my hand. That was good. There's so much corrosion on these strings, you could just, feels like sandpaper. Run your finger across it.
You can't afford to make any mistakes.
And we're not going to. Take us through it again. You got it, Pally.
Okay. I won't need these anymore, I don't think. I don't think I'll need those to put them back, so. Okay. Alright. Now we're cooking with gas, as my dearly departed father used to say. Now we're cooking with gas. I'll take a picture of the fretboard, because it is really dirty and bad and gnarly. Make sure I'm set on macro. Okay. Take the truss rod cover off. And it says reinforced neck, and then it has the Yamaha logo in it. On it, I should say. I believe the nut is real bone. It looks like real bone. It feels like real bone. Probably not going to do too much to the nut. Sometimes I will very finely re-groove them just to put a clean surface on it. I'm not taking material away, just enough to put a new surface on it, but I don't think I'll even do that. We'll let it be. Let it be. That's an old truss rod nut. So I was going to say, it's not going to fit my standard size, so. Gonna give it a test look. It's actually pretty nice and tight. I'm not gonna mess with it too much. That's it. That's all. When it's good, don't mess with it. Already took a straight edge across it and looked at it, and it's pretty nice. So. Now let's go ahead and see what this tuner's doing. There's a little something floating around in there. Should take this guitar outside and blow out the hole. I'll probably do that in a minute. Okay, let's just go ahead and the hole may be stripped out, and if it is, I will do my toothpick trick. These are just covers, so you can take the cover off. then tighten the tuners. Oh man. Yeah, it's just spinning. Oh, that's no good. Okay. I have to do my toothpick trick. And I just happen to have a toothpick sitting right here. So, in any case, you would unscrew the screws. Now, most people might say, well, take that hole out and re-drill a new hole. Well, you can't, because your hole for your shaft is right there, so you can't move it. So there is no drilling a new hole. Ooh, almost lost the screw. Yeah. So, what I do is you take a toothpick, shove it down in there, break it off flush, and do the same thing to the other one. Sometimes you have to pound it in a little bit. A screwdriver is not a hammer. Always remember that. A screwdriver is not a hammer. A hammer is a hammer. And then you just kind of break it off flush like that. And more times than not, it's just a toothpick, you'll break it off flush. If you don't, you can take a little razor blade and just kind of shave off the extra. But more times than not, you don't have to do that. So, now, you just put it back. And it should be pretty tight. Toothpick wood is generally pretty soft anyway, so you don't want to over tighten these again. If a toothpick isn't enough, you can go to the hardware store and buy a 2x4 of a semi-hardwood of some sort, and then just kind of take a razor blade and make your own little shavings, and use those if a toothpick is not hard enough. This is going to be pretty good though. One more quarter turn. And look, there's new. Now I'll tighten the gears. Well, I'll do that to each one of these actually. Just, just because it probably hasn't been done in 40 years, so. Sometimes, these don't have a guide, so you kind of have to feel the hole.
This drink must be yours then.
I'm not thirsty. Hey, you're making me lose count.
I'm sorry.
Come on, there we go. You'll feel it bite, and you don't want to go too hard on these covers, because it's just a cover. So just go, semi-snug, and then that's it. And I'll just lightly check these. And these are pretty good. Usually at the factory, when they make the holes for these screws, they do what's called a pilot hole. And then they put the screw in. They don't just put the screw into bare wood. You make a pilot hole. And I've always noticed with tuners, manufacturers drill their pilot holes way too big. and you go to tighten up your screw, and it spins and spins and spins. You can't tighten it, and that's not copacetic. It's not agreeable. It is not agreeable at all. I wasn't intending on doing these, but because they were all pretty good, except for that one. No, these ones are good. That one was way loose. Tighten the gear. Again, I like my tuners fairly tight, because you don't want to just go like that and then it comes, you know, loose. You know, I'll show you. Yeah, see how you just barely touch it and it moves? You don't want it like that, because that's a guitar that will not stay in tune. Now look, it moves a tiny bit, but I have to put some stuff on it to really get it to move. Did I do this one? Oh, shit, I forget. Forgot if I did that one. I'm going to say I did, because the screw is how I do my screws. Oh yeah, I did that one already. Duh. A lot of guitar techs will say, oh no, you don't want your tuners tight or medium tight, you want them really loose. That's the furthest thing from the truth. It really, really is. And I've proven that to so-called guitar techs that have been guitar techs for supposedly years and years and years. Talked to a guitar tech, in fact, over the weekend. I think I did this one already. No, I didn't. And he swore up and down loose was better. And then I did a guitar for one of his guitars there for him, tight. And I said, now try and put it in the case and take it out of the case and see if it goes out of tune or not. And he was pleasantly surprised, and he was like, wow, man, you're right. Sometimes you can teach an old dog new tricks. And you can even teach me new tricks, because even I don't know everything. Nobody knows everything. There's always something new coming out. So, okay, now I got some sort of little thing rolling around in there. Little piece of... I hate to pick up an acoustic guitar and you move it around like this, and it goes because it's got junk down inside the hole, you know. So I'm going to take it outside real quick and take the compressor to it, and so I'll be right back. I'll move the camera back to where it was. Okay, you probably heard me shooting the compressor air in it. Now you move the guitar around, and there's no junk milling around in there. So that's a good sign. Okay, so I get to use my new drill again. I hate bending over my back. I hate it. Yeah, come on. There we go. It's like, man, I was out of practice or something. Okay, this will be pretty good, I think. Some of these frets are, there's a couple here that are like actually rusty. I might have to do this twice or take a little, oh, you know what, I'm going to take my little tiny Brillo pad, do it first, because just because. I don't need to do this to all the frets, just some of them. Just about the last 6 or so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, well, 7. Not that anybody's going to play these last high notes, but just because you're not going to play them doesn't mean you shouldn't do them. Some of these have got pretty deep holes in the fretboard finger wear right here and here. It's actually dipped in. Ain't nothing I can do about that. Well, I mean there is, but okay, these are very freshly washed just the other day. Rags. Very fresh. Very the other day. Very fresh and very the other day. Let's see what we got here. It's a real rosewood fretboard, I think. Wow, look at that. Might do that twice. Just to say I did it twice. It looks like it's real mother of pearl, isn't it? Oh man, it feels 1,000 times better too. Put a little bit more leash on there. Just a little bit more. Kind of re-crown it a little bit, just a little. It'll go right back in a few seconds, but it's okay. Even a second cleaning. That is pretty spectacular. Yeah, I won't need to do it a third time, so. Where's my... Where's my holder for my... Oh, there. Right in front of me. It's right in front of me, for corn's sake. Pretty darn good. I'll open this up and we'll do my usual in between to it. Oh man, somebody really played these upper notes right here a lot. I mean a lot. So that means they were using this guitar to pretty much play the same song or songs. But, you know, my friend's not expecting concert perfection out of this guitar. So it's very, very playable, and that's it. I think I'll be able to finish it tonight, even though I got about an hour late start. Pretty good and feels pretty good for something that's over 45 years old. Pretty good. Actually, you know what? I probably won't finish this guitar tonight because I just realized I have to re-glue the pick guard down. So I will do that probably tonight, and then tomorrow finish it. God darn it. Plumb forgot about that. Oh well. So it's a 2-day project now. Oh well, what can you do? Whew, I need to sit down because my back is killing me. Whoa. So yeah, this pick guard is, see how it's kind of up? I need to inject some glue from about, let's see, from about here on. And I need to take this off and take my wire, take it to the shop and wheel it. Because it's a little corroded. Always take notice of what position these are in, so you put it back in the right position. And I can remember it because all the corrosion is at the top and there's none at the bottom. So. I'll have to glue this, and I'm gonna have to put something heavy up here, like a couple of books or something. I got some heavy Chilton books, Chilton car books. I was just looking at them today. I can put those on it. Oh, and here's the original factory hang tag. Pretty darn. Too bad it doesn't have a copyright on it. It just says printed in Japan. But this is the original hang tag. A hang tag is what you walk into a guitar store and this is hanging off of one of the tuners or the headstock. And just got a little bit of information in it. And thank you for purchasing, whatnot. Yamaha since 1887. This Yamaha instrument has been made from the finest selected materials and with a superb craftsmanship that is the result of over 80 years' experience in the manufacture of the world's most outstanding musical instruments. When you select a Yamaha instrument, you select unmatched quality of tone and technical design. All Yamaha instruments are guaranteed against defects in workmanship and or materials. Nippagaki Co. Limited, Japan. Also known as Yamaha. Yamaha. Hamiya. Yeah, that fretboard looks really darn special. I'm going to take another picture of it. Let's see the before. Oh, yeah, before and after. It's just like no comparison. Actually has a shine on the fretboard, and you can actually see a reflection in it now. I can see my reflection in it. I mean, you can't comb your hair in it or anything, but you can see it. Okay, well, I can polish the body, the headstock, the tuners, the back, the sides, and then I will glue this. I'll have to take the stand off of it so it doesn't teeter back and forth, so the books will lay flat on it. So if I put books on it, it's gonna do this. You put a heavy set of books on there, and it'll be like that. So I don't want that. So. Other than that, she's a pretty spiffy looking guitar. It's very spiffy. as I used to say, or I still do say. So yeah, I'll just I'll do everything but the pick guard. And I will probably glue that tonight. I don't have a syringe to inject the glue. I'm gonna have to use a I'm gonna have to use a popsicle stick or something if I can find one, or a very small straw, because you can't just drip the glue down there. You gotta get down in deep, otherwise you're just gonna be spot gluing it, and that's not very agreeable. So, yeah, finish on this is pretty good. It does have some cracking here and here and here, but what do you expect? It's an old guitar. So I was looking forward to finishing this, but regardless, I'll have it done for him by the weekend. So there is that. Yeah, it's a pretty neat piece. I like it. I think he said he picked it up for $100 or something like that, so he pretty much got a screaming deal on it, so. He got a screaming deal. Of course, I gotta stand up and do this. A couple little spots here where somebody's schmutz or something. This is, typically somebody would rest their hand there sometimes, so that's part of it. I'll, of course, polish the pick guard now. I'll have to polish it again after I glue it down, but at least I can get an initial polish on it, wax on it. So pretty good. Okay. I'll just go ahead and use this one. Oh yeah, very nice. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. And like I said, it's got a share of dings and dents and whatnot in it, but for what it is, it's pretty darn good. Not bad. Oh, I gotta sit down again because my back hurts. Ooh, I gotta get a fresh soda, and I'll be right back.
Someone there. Hello? I know there's somebody.
Yeah. Looking at my Halloween decorations here on the way in and out. I have a huge Halloween decoration. Here's the house. Huge. I've already been decorating for Halloween for 9 days. So, what does that tell you? Oh yeah, look at that. Pretty good polish on there so far. And then we'll do the back, the sides, and the neck, and the headstock, and the tuners. Sliding off my pad here. I don't want to do that. And sometimes you'll come across little things that are on the surface, like schmutz or somebody's spittle. Usually you can run your fingernail across it very lightly in all directions and it'll come right off. If your polish or wax won't take it off. This is going to come out pretty good. Oh yeah, wow. Not bad for something this old. I mean, whoever had it, person or people, they pretty well took pretty decent care of it, considering. I mean, it's got almost no belt buckle rash on the back of it. It's made of quality woods. So it's a pretty nice piece. I'm going to go over this section again, just because it's a little cloudy there. And I don't like it cloudy, so... Oh yeah, there we go. Wow, look at that. That's pretty spectacular. In actuality, look at that. That's pretty good. You can't complain too much about that. That's for sure. Now I will do the sides. the bottom and the top. And I'm probably going to go until midnight. Maybe less whenever I get finished. Probably do the tuners last tonight. Oh, well then I'll glue the pick guard, of course, and then that's if I can find a very thin stick or a popsicle stick. I don't even think I got popsicle sticks anymore. Maybe a straw and then cut the straw flat. Something like that. We'll see. I do know I want to get it glued tonight rather than tomorrow, because then it'll be a 3-day project. And I really want to get this guitar back to him as fast as possible, because I've had his other guitar, the Pinky Tuscadero one. I've had that for pushing a year, and that's not cool, because I mean, he hasn't been moaning about that guitar because it wasn't a very important one to him, because it needed full restoration, stripping, paint, sanding, everything. You've seen me guys work on it, so. The other side, and then we'll do the top of the sides, and the neck, and the headstock. Well, yeah, I was hoping to finish this tonight, but I plumb forgot about the pick guard being loose. So, what can you do? That's kind of like a hard water stain or something. So go over it twice. Oh yeah, now it's gone. See what just a little bit of extra elbow grease does. Spot there, now it's lightened up. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Now we'll do the top of the sides. People say top of the sides. What the heck is the top of a side? Well, you got the sides and then the top. Right here. The top of the sides. There's something I can't get off with my fingernail. I don't know what it is, but oh wow, yeah, nice. Nice. Pretty happy with this when I'm done. Nice. do the neck, back of the neck. It's been cooling off weather-wise here. It's only 74.5 degrees in here. Remember last time I streamed in here, it was like 12-15 degrees warmer than that. We were like, had my swamp cooler going, I had it all going. It's got some rough spots in the back of the neck, but excuse me. But what can you do? Of the headstock. I won't rub too hard because I'll take that Made in Japan sticker off, and I can actually reduce the value of it. I don't want to do that because it is not my guitar. Yeah, back of the neck is much better. A little like a hard water spot. Yeah, look at that. I can peel it away with my finger. Yeah.
Join for free at personalcapital.com/TV and also get all these free tools.
We needed to build a website for our paddleboard business. With WordPress.com, it was easy to find the perfect domain name for our website, and our site is optimized so our business stands out when customers search for paddleboard tours in Arizona. I added a reservation field so our customers can book a tour right on our homepage. WordPress.com makes it easy to build our business website, so we can get back to doing what we do best, taking people on the adventure of a lifetime.
Okay, pretty good. Now we can do the tuners. After all, of course, I'm doing a lot of this little detail work here, so that's kind of giving me a little bit of a workout. Not much, but a little bit.
I'm on my way, Captain. You know where I am if you need me. Fine. I have a little accident. And the next thing I know, Paris is swooping in like a reptilian vulture.
What are you talking about?
Did you hear the way that he said that? I'll be on the bridge if you need me. If you need me.
Oh. Okay, those look pretty good, if I do say so myself. I'm a little warm. Might have to turn my window fan on even. Got a guitar up there, I'll have to take it down. Okay. The Yamaha logo is made of abalone. So that's pretty cool. Excuse me. I'm doing the little bezels that are around the edge of the guitar.
The ion trail from the alien ship leads directly inside.
Some chrome bezels.
200 meters in diameter.
Kind of corroded a little bit. So I'll do those. And that'll work out pretty good.
Detailed psychological observations I've made about you over the past 4 years.
In fact, I'll go over them twice.
We're about to take this ship inside the asteroid. Let's fix it today.
Because twice is nice. Like the old saying. Twice is nice. Nothing wrong with that. do the truss rod cover. Truss rod cover is actually metal. It's kind of a pot metal, but it is metal. Let me show it to you.
Right here on H&I. Life doesn't have to be this hard. Just because you lost your car insurance. At the General, we make it easy to get affordable car insurance. Choose your payment due date.
Polish that up a little bit.
Everybody loves the ProFlex Max Trainer. Just listen to what these real people are saying.
The Max Trainer is unlike any other piece of equipment I've ever tried. It's a great full body workout.
You're really torching those calories. Press the button, 14 minutes, and you're done.
Oh
It used
yeah.
to take me a whole hour to get the workout.
Look at that after. That is badass. I gotta do it again now because
I lost 31
I missed a spat.
The Max Trainer console lets you know exactly where you need to be. And so start pushing as hard as you can.
Max interval training was the big difference. It's short bursts, and then you recover, and then start it again. I lost 8 pounds in 10 weeks. Nice and flat.
There it is done.
You can pull, you can push. I felt it in my arms. I lost 30 pounds in 10 weeks. I'm 54, but I'm in the best shape of my life.
Go to ordermaxtrainer.com to learn about 18 months special
Nice and shiny. Yeah, if I don't drop it. I almost dropped it just then. Oh. Whew, now I need to sit down. I need to think about gluing this top because I'm pretty well almost at the point where I'm done with the entire guitar minus the bridge. Yeah, minus the bridge.
Are you taking a tissue test? Yeah. And my teeth are yellow. Time for white strips. Crest Flavors Light White Strips are the FDA accepted whitening strips proven to be safe and effective. And they whiten 25 times better than a leading whitening toothpaste. Crest, healthy, beautiful.
So, I don't need too heavy a book. I just need to find something to glue with, even if it's a piece of heavy cardboard. That might work. I need to go in my shop and find something. But I'll sit here and rest for a bit because I said I was going to go till midnight. And then I'll make this video about an hour and 40 minutes on this 1972 Yamaha Nippon-gaki. It's a FG-300 acoustic guitar. Yamaha FG-300 Nippon-gaki. Red label. Oh. Ooh, shoosh kebabbies. Almost lost those. Oh, yeah. So this bridge, yeah, see some of the chrome is off of this bridge. I can clean it up and make it look better, but that's about it. I can't put much of a polish on, at least the top part of it, because it is really corroded. How corroded it is, and then you look at the other side, and it's actually a shine on it because it was facing down. So anything that's facing up is going to get all the dust and dirt and dampness and corrosion and all that stuff. So I think tomorrow I will take this out into the shop and very fine wire wheel this and then polish it. And then in a bit here, say next commercial break on my TV show here, I'll go find a heavy book and a very heavy piece of cardboard or something of the like, so I can wedge glue in there and glue this pick guard down overnight. And I'll probably, I'll leave the book on there all night tonight and all day tomorrow, and that should be enough. That should be enough. schmutz or something right there. Looks like a hard water spot. Might have to take some rubbing compound to that little edge right there. Boy, look at the fretboard. The fretboard came out really nice. I'm pretty happy with the fretboard. You can see there's a shine on the fretboard. So that's pretty cool. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with the guitar so far. Guitar. Happy with the guitar. Got some extra string winders. They were in a guitar I bought recently, and the came with a soft shell gig bag, and these were in one of the zippers. One says Sam Ash Music Stores, and the other says Jim Dunlop. So there you have it. I got 4 of these bastards now. So I'll just put it right in here for spare. And yeah. These are the strings that Kevin gave me. They're Lace SIT Phosphor Bronze, size 10, 14, 20B, 30B, 36B, and 48B. Meaning bronze. Oops. So there you have it on that. Oh, my back is really hurting. I told you guys my back was still not good. It's never good, but good, but I'll wait till next commercial break in my show. Go find a stick or a piece of cardboard or something of the like so I can wedge glue down in here, pry it up a little bit, wedge glue down there, set my book on there, and that'll be it today for this guitar until tomorrow. Yeah. And then I'll finish it tomorrow. Put the bridge back, adjust the bridge height. This has an adjustable height. I'll set it at the lowest because I like my actions real low, and so does he, for the most part. And then new strings, and intonate it, tune it, and then it'll be done. You can come pick it up this weekend if he wishes. And then I can finish the Pinky Tuscadero guitar probably probably Friday. Well, probably Thursday. Work on Thursday. There's probably going to be a two-parter to finish it. So probably Thursday and Friday. Sorry if I'm talking a little bit lower. I got somebody who's sleeping right now, so I'm trying to keep it low. Trying to keep the noise low and mellow. Okay, there's a commercial, so I'm going to go find that book and a piece of cardboard or something.
Monday through Friday. House, Jag, Monk, and Numbers. Clock in to the H&I day shift. Every weekday starting at 11:10 Central. Oh, this is fun. Right here on H&I.
So, Frank, when the big hurt, why do you need the chins? After 40, a guy loses free testosterone. Even me. I couldn't stand shake like I used to.
So does Nugenix really work?
Yes, it's the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC.
Okay, great. But does it work for you?
Oh, yeah. My workouts are incredible now. I'm feeling stronger, more energetic, with a lot more drive.
So, say I knew someone who should try eugenics. How does he do that?
It's easy. Just send a text to get a complimentary bottle.
Frank's right. Now you can claim a complimentary bottle of award-winning eugenics by texting EXTRA to 321321. Its unique man-boosting formula is powered by Tectopin, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help a man feel stronger, leaner, more energetic, and more passionate.
And trust me, you'll like the difference too.
Samples are not available in stores, so text EXTRA to 321321 for a complimentary bottle of eugenics.
This is an urgent message from the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. There is an emergency food crisis for elderly Holocaust survivors in the former Soviet Union.
This is a fight against time. What we're dealing with is coming out, meeting someone who's 85, 90 years old, can't get around, has no food, has no water, and just wants to give up and die. And that's where we come in. We are called to comfort these people, to be a blessing to their lives.
For just $25, we'll rush an emergency survival package to help one desperate elderly person for a month. Call right now, 800-348-1881.
In Ukraine, there's no support network. They don't have food cards or neighbors that come in to help. They're turning to us because they have nowhere else to turn.
Your gift is a lifeline to help these elderly Jewish Holocaust survivors, help them to live out their final years with dignity and love. Call right now, 800-348-1881.
What I pray is that you won't turn your eyes, that you will look for suffering, and your heart will be changed.
With your gift of just $25, we can rush an emergency survival package to help one desperate elderly person for a month. Call right now, 800-348-1881.
I'll do what I can to reassure him, Doctor.
Good. If you don't mind, I'd like you to remain in sick bay so you're here when he wakes up.
Of course. Are you all right?
Me?
You seem agitated about something.
Of course I'm agitated. This entire situation is getting out of control.
You mean Neelix?
First they tell me there's no doctor, so I have to be on call 24 hours a day. And then they tell me there are no nurses, so I have no one to assist me.
I thought Tom Paris was assigned to you.
Like I said, no one to assist me. And now I have a patient with severe and possibly long-term emotional problems, and there's no counselor on board. I am an emergency medical supplement. A supplement. That's all. I wasn't programmed for any of this. It's just unacceptable.
I don't know anything about holographic engineering, but if you want my opinion, you haven't been acceptable. You've been remarkable.
I've only done what the program allows me to.
Give yourself some credit. You saved his life. You did, not some program.
It may seem that way to you.
That's exactly how it seems.
You're very kind.
How does a real doctor learn to deal with patients' emotional problems anyway?
They learn from experience.
Are you capable of learning?
I have the capacity to accumulate and process data, yes.
Then I guess you'll just have to learn, like the rest of us.
Have you ever considered a career in medicine? Neelix is starting to regain consciousness.
Lieutenant, I'm picking up a minor power fluctuation in the warp core. Compensate with the KLS stabilizer. No effect. In fact, the power loss is starting to accelerate.
What's going on down there?
Some kind of power drain. I can't localize it, but we're losing power greater 10% per minute.
pinpoint the source of the dampening field.
It appears to be coming from 217 Mark 015, distance 547 meters.
Tuba, what would happen if we locked phasers and fired at the source?
The walls of this chamber reflect directed energy. The phaser beam would ricochet along an unpredictable path, possibly impacting our ship in the process.
Alright, we won't try that.
Or maybe we should. Tuba, what would happen if we reduce the phaser power level to a minimum setting and set out a continuous beam? The phaser would continue to reflect off the bulkheads until it encountered a non-reflective material. Until it encountered a non-reflective material, like the real alien ship.
So, we could use the phasers like a searchlight. Scan the interior of the station until we find the ship.
Exactly.
Do it.
Adjusting phaser azimuth to 15 degrees. Wait a minute. I think I found the real ship.
On screen. Mr. Paris, bring us within transporter range of that ship.
Picking up 2 life signs. They're powering engines.
Bridge to transporter room 3. Lock up the signs and beam them aboard.
Security, meet me at transporter room 3.
Okay. Got my glue, got my book. Couldn't find anything else other than a thin straw. And then I can just kind of lift it up, put glue on it, and then kind of like this. And flatten it out a little bit, you know. And I think it'll work okay. I've done it before. So just take a pair of pliers and kind of flatten the straw out some. You don't have to do the whole thing, just, you know, I'm probably going to have to do most of it actually.
Hydrates better than $100, $200, even $400 eye creams. That's something to see.
I'll go back and do the other side.
Before she puts them in the dishwasher. So what does the dishwasher do?
Cascade Platinum does the work for you. Pre-washing and removing stuff.
You really want the tip as flat as possible, so you
Cascade Platinum.
kind of do that a little extra.
These packs have the same number of
And then you're
I bet they clear.
pretty well ready.
It's bulkier, always discreet, quickly turns liquid
Put
to
some
gel
glue
for drier protection. That's a lot
on the tip of it and just kind of keep going quick, 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 until you pretty much got most of it.
Now I don't have to choose.
And you're not going to get every empty space of it, but you'll do pretty good at getting most of it.
Healthy, beautiful smiles for life.
So you just kind of, put a good amount on there and be very careful not to. You want to pry this up a little bit and you want to flip it over. And then I have to take a flashlight and look down it, you know, like that, so I can see where I'm putting the glue. And yes, you did hear it crack when I pried it up a little bit. You have to pry it up some in order to get the glue in there, so I mean that's kind of unavoidable. So you just kind of want to spread it around. You want to put quite a bit on there. Pretty much to the point of falling off. Just spread it around.
You attacked one of our crew members, and you lured us into this asteroid. Why?
We are gathering
Come on.
replacement organs and suitable biomatter. It is the only way we have to fight the phage.
The virus? Some kind of disease?
Yes. It attacked our people.
You just want to spread it around. Spread it around its footprint, if you will. The footprint of the pick guard. You can see where it naturally sits.
As they're consumed by this
So you can do a pretty good job at spreading it around. It's kind of like you're buttering a piece of bread, so to speak.
Our society has been ravaged. Thousands die each day. There is no other way.
If you get a little past the footprint, that's okay. You can come back with a rag and get it. Oh, man. Well,
His task is to find the organs I need for survival. We try to extract them from the dead, but
and as you push it down, the glue will do that. It'll spread out. Hardest thing to do is get enough glue at the furthest point of the lift. Whoa. One more how to do it. And then I'll do a test push down and then squeeze any of the extra glue out.
before the phase began, we were known as educators and explorers. The people whose greatest achievements were artistic. I myself am the sculptor of note on my world. All I can say is that
You don't have to be worried about getting enough glue on there, because like I say, when you press down on it, the glue will do that. Ooh. Oh man, looks like I'm gonna have to pull the whole thing up. Looks like you can pull the whole thing up after all. Okay, well, plus the pick guard is a little warped, so it's not completely flat, so alright, well. So I'll just do it this way, and I'll get enough glue.
If you were close to home, I would lock you up and turn you over to my authorities for trial. But I don't even have that ability here. And I am not prepared to carry you forever in our brig. So I see no other alternative. But to let you go. To take a message to your people. If I ever encounter your kind again, I will do whatever is necessary to protect
Yeah,
my
I really hate to do it this way, but kind of seems like I had no choice, didn't it? Once the pick guard came completely up, it was like, okay. I'm going to have to go get another book too, just to have a little extra weight on there. You know? Then I got a tissue in my pocket to do this. I'm getting pretty tired, and I gotta bring in Halloween decorations from the yard. Because some of them I can't leave out, because inevitably somebody will steal them. So while that's getting tacky, I can grab a second book and another drink, because I'm parched. I'll be right back.
We need to build a website for our paddleboarding business. With WordPress.com, it's easy to find the perfect domain name for our website, and our site is optimized so our business stands out when customers search for paddleboarding tours in Arizona. I added a reservation tool so our customers can book a tour right on our homepage. WordPress.com makes it easy to build our business website so we can get back to doing what we do best, taking people on the adventure of a lifetime.
You want security when you retire, so you invested in a rising stock market. It looked easy, but now the market's up one day, down the next. Deciding what to do? Not easy. Personal Capital can help with a free investment checkup that analyzes your portfolio and suggests improvements. You'll get all these free tools, including a retirement planner that takes the guesswork out of retirement, plus this free guide. Join for free at personalcapital.com/guide.
His simulated organs are primitive. It's amazing he is still alive. This is set to scan only.
Proceed carefully.
Strange. According to my readings, you are not here.
Believe me,
Oh.
I wish I weren't.
The rest of you
Jeez, moves.
you are compatible for organ transplant.
Oh, you don't like them?
Wait a minute. We've
Oh, you
already
can't. Oh, they're too hard.
Galaxian physiology
Yeah.
is different
Okay.
from
Thank
anyone
you.
else on this ship. The immune system would reject their lungs immediately.
Thank you much.
The surgical knowledge is inferior. We will simply adapt his
Oop, forgot to drink.
It won't be a problem. Which of you will donate a lung?
Me.
No. Absolutely not. It's too dangerous. Let someone else do it.
No, I want to do it, Neil, and I'm willing to take the risk. Besides, you've done so much for me. Let me give you something.
Okay. So. Okay. I got my books. I got 2 books. They're fairly heavy. I need to go grab some extra tissues to get up the excess glue.
That needs to do with the replicators back online.
Thank you, Captain. And Captain, I'll see you at breakfast.
Whoa. Okay, we got 3 tissues and 1 extra in my pocket.
The aliens have successfully transferred Cass's genes into me.
Now,
The dampening field has been deactivated, and I am allowed
I think I got enough glue on there. You know what? I'm gonna put a little more on that bleeding edge there. Yeah, just right there. Right there.
The operation was a success. He moved to his sleep and breathing on his own now. But you are alone.
Alright, here we go, folks. This isn't as difficult as one would think. You just kind of gotta put it in the same footprint it was in.
For Mr. Paris. Or possibly a replacement. That is, assuming you're interested.
What I'll do initially is I'll just kind of hold it. Of course, I don't want to stand here for an hour holding it like this, but
Thank you.
just to kind of,
Given me a lot to think
that'll get the glue tacky and get it moved around. Getting any excess off. Yeah, I know I just polished it and now I'm getting my fingerprints all over it, but what can you do? I'll just kind of stand here for a couple minutes, I guess, and contemplate my navel for a few minutes here. So that's all you can do. Take that, what you do is you take your tissue or rag or whatever and you just kind of like that. Every time you wipe you use a new clean little spot. Otherwise you're just reapplying the glue that you just picked up. You know what, originally this is not the original pick guard, because these guitars didn't have a pick guard like this. And it's very thick, it's like a 3-ply. Very, very thick. And somebody cut it. It's like a homemade pick guard, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But so I'll just stand here for a few more minutes and then put the 2 books down and close this video out. You want to look at it and make sure it's still in the same footprint. I moved it a couple of millimeters by mistake here, so I'm going to move it back. And I think my friend realizes this is not the original pick guard, so he doesn't expect a perfect fit, perfect factory fit, you know. I think I'm going to go ahead and put the books on there because my hands are getting tired. And the book is a 1969 Motors Auto Repair Manual for 1969 vehicles. Ooh, and I moved it just as I did that. When I set this down, I have to set it down straight, not set it down and do this. So here we go. And I'm doing exactly what I said I didn't want to do. Okay. Maybe I don't have enough glue on there. No, I do. I can feel it. It's getting tacky now. Come on. Boy, this is difficult for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, I gotta shoot. I gotta take it off. I gotta take it off the God dang it. I gotta take it off this.
You are the greatest detective in the universe. You should have your own show.
Ay.
Starting at 11:10 Central, part of the day shift, right here.
Okay. Okay, here we go again. Ooh, the book's gonna slide right off because it's like this. It's at an angle. Then I'm gonna have to shoot. I'm gonna have to put some glue down on this edge because it's not cooperating. The second book is a 1964 to 71 Chilton book. Jeez, I might have to get a third book. Yeah, this isn't working. It's because the pick guard is kind of bowed like that. So it's just, I'm going to have to get some clamps. Yeah, I've got some clamps. I can put a clamp here, and then another clamp there with some more glue. So now I'm going to have to get some clamps and a, yeah, some more clamps.
you disagree?
I'll research the proper protocols.
Good. Archer to helm.
Go ahead, sir.
Prepare to land a course correction. T'Pol will give you the coordinates.
Understood.
But you must be looking forward to visiting the sanctuary.
It was the captain's idea.
For such an opportunity to appreciate your cultural history.
It is a Vulcan sanctuary, if that's what you mean.
Precisely my point. You'll be able to introduce some of your own people to your new crew. Oh, I believe I see the source of your misgivings being seen with a human crew.
It could create a certain awkwardness.
May I? I confess, I feel awkward myself on this ship sometimes. Out of place. But what is that Vulcan motto? Infinite diversity.
In infinite combinations.
And what is diversity? The celebration of differences. I wonder if you might remind me of our mission on this vessel. Please indulge me.
Our mission is to make contact with those who humans consider new life and new civilizations.
In other words, to seek infinite diversity.
I suppose so.
Well, then it seems to me a cultural exchange between your Vulcan brethren and your human group is simply a furtherance of their mission.
They don't even know we're coming?
It was impossible to hail them amongst consider technology a distraction from their spiritual pursuits.
I don't like dropping in on people unannounced.
It won't be a problem as long as we observe the proper protocols. When we arrive, we'll be greeted by a Vulcan elder. You should not speak to him or any member of the order unless spoken to first. If they appear to be meditating, do not approach them or attempt to make conversation. Also, maintain quiet at all times and do not touch or disturb any artifacts, relics, or ornamentation. If we arrive at their time of communal kolinar, it's likely we'll be turned away. At the conclusion of our visit, we'll be offered the stone of Jakar as a gesture of salutation. Accept it. Then bow slightly and observe a respectful silence for approximately 5 seconds.
Okay. I don't think this one's gonna be thick enough. Ooh, barely maybe. Barely maybe. Okay. I have to get some extra glue. Did I throw away that? I threw away the straw already. Shit. Okay, fudge. Alright, to improvise, I'll use a tissue. And some glue in it. Shit balls. I'm already working later than I wanted to, but whatever. These little plastic clamps I got from Harbor Freight, and I just put one in like this. To move this book over a little.
Get to see the place.
Your service honors us. Before we leave, may I request the offering of the Jakar stone for my distinguished guest?
And to put it further in. get. It doesn't open up quite enough. See, it's like it's a few shy of unless I take the pads off. If I take the pads off, I might be able to add a little extra thickness. Oof, nope. Shit. Oh man. Yeah, it's not thick enough. Even if I lift it up. Oh shit. Yeah, and then there go the bricks. Shoot. Ah, damn it. Good thing I have that one in place. I'd be pissed right now. I think I can barely fit it on there.
This is the stone of Chakar, which represents the foundation of all we believe, the life of order and control through logic.
This is not as easy as I thought it was going to be, which is strange.
What's all that mean, anyway? It is a traditional litany passed down for generations.
To mean I get the blood or something?
Now you think of the Blarney Stone, Captain, when you pat the Buddha's belly.
Okay. Now I'm going to pick this up a little bit and slide it. Oh, I thought it was going to fit. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on, very carefully. The excess glue. Dang. Not going to be 100% perfect. Now my battery's running low. I'm going to have to close this video out in a very couple minutes, guys and gals. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, because I am out of battery power on my phone, on my computer rather. This is not gonna work. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I think that's it. I'm gonna have to close this video out because the battery. I forgot to hook up my. My AC adapter. So I'm gonna close this video out, guys. So thank you very much for joining me for this 1972 Yamaha Nippon-Gaki red label FG-300, and we will continue this tomorrow after the pickguard is glued. And thank you very much, and good night.